Hello, everybody.
How we doing?
This is Seamus and Froggy on WMUA Amherst.
91.1 FM.
Today we got some special guests. We got
Very special.
the band Track Meet on tonight. Matt and Mike.
Introduce yourselves.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Matt. I play guitar and I sing in Track Meet.
Hi, I am Mike, and I also play guitar and also occasionally sing in Track Meet.
Mm-hmm. We got two of them so far. We think one other is coming eventually.
Yeah, I think we're going to do an old, this is more like a tag team interview where we're going to
Switcheroo.
swap out at some point,
Classic switcheroo.
Yeah.
Now, you guys, you're from Weymouth, if I'm correct?
Yeah, so Mike's mom lives in Weymouth now, but he lived in Abington before, so I think that's what he more identifies with as his hometown.
I identify as a Bingtonian, so we're right next to each other.
Yeah, but it's same
South Shore
area.
General location.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you guys both go to UMass?
Yes, we do.
Wow, you've done your research.
It is our job to know this stuff. And what are you guys studying?
I'm a poli-sci major, but I'm done with the major, so I'm not taking a single poli-sci class this semester.
Okay. What are you taking?
I'm taking art history of Venice, which is pretty interesting, and it's not that hard, so it was a good class to take. My favorite class, though, has to be the folklore of alcohol, which is a comm class.
Folklore of alcohol.
Yes.
What does that entail?
So most of it is we have to listen before every class. We have to listen to a podcast, which basically explains a type of alcohol, whether it be like whiskey or beer for obviously the obvious ones, but then there's stuff what's a a foreign one that I didn't know before taking this class.
The one with the monks?
That's beer. That's just a type of beer. Pulque. Pulque is like a South American, Central American agave wine beer type of drink.
So does this class advocate the usage of alcoholic beverages, or
the professor usually starts the class with the fact that he doesn't.
He takes a shot.
But he's like technically I can't advocate for the consumption of alcohol or anything, but he says he does.
So that means yes,
the safe consumption.
Yes.
The canonical history of alcohol.
Exactly. And how it goes into folklore and that kind of stuff.
That's awesome. And Mike, what are you studying?
I study philosophy, so I've been doing that, and then I poli-sci minor, but I haven't declared, and I have a week to do so or something. So we'll see.
Awesome. Yeah.
Awesome.
Before we get into the music, but yeah.
Now, Mike, you are also involved with Toast Improv. Am I correct?
Yeah. So I'm the director of Toast Improv, which is the long form improv comedy troupe on campus, and we're part of the. Maybe if you haven't heard Toast specifically, we're part of the broader UMass Comedy League, which is all different troupes and all different forms of comedy.
Yeah. And do you guys associate or work with Amherst College or any of those 5 college? Yeah,
we're trying to again since sort of the pandemic threw us through loops where all the sort of upperclassmen graduated and stuff like that. We're trying to reestablish some connections, and we have some people that have been here. Either for a year or so before the pandemic. So we have some connections. For instance, we had Mr. Gads, which is the Amherst improv troupe, at our big comedy festival, Comedy Jam, a couple weeks ago. So Mr. Gads is great. So we work with them a lot. And then we had the Peapod Squad from... Oh man, schools. There's so many. I forget where they are.
Too many.
Yeah, but we've worked with a couple other schools and stuff. But we have a couple troops on campus that those are the people that we mainly sort of work with and stuff.
And you guys just had the Rocky Horror Toast Show, or is that coming up?
No, we just had a Rocky Horror Toast Show. Yeah, we each week we have a vague theme for our show, and so this week we decided to do a horror themed, and we decided to go Rocky Horror. So yeah.
And you dress up for horror themed?
Yeah, a lot of people dressed up as in some of the characters and stuff like that. And generally, we don't really plan anything out for our shows, or try not to plan any direct material, but we have a loose structure of how the show's going to go, and so we wanted to implement more of a horror-ish theme to it. So that's sort of the thing that was influenced this week. Yeah.
Do you guys go ahead?
I was going to say, did you dress up?
I didn't. I actually came right from the show started at 8, and we were playing the WMUA spring concert track meet at 7:15. So right at 7:50, I had to run out. Right, just to Herder Hall. So I didn't have time to dress up, so I just immediately left and had to go to Herder in my normal people clothes. But if worse comes to worse, I just said I was dressed up as the director. So
yeah. Do you guys get any like hecklers there, or like what's the worst thing that's happened?
Yeah, we most of the people that are at the shows are pretty into comedy, and a lot of the other troops go to each other's shows to support each other. We've had not at our shows, but I know some of the other troops have had hecklers and stuff. I don't think we've had any that mean anything bad by it. Sometimes Mission Improbable is family friendly, so sometimes people aren't aware of that or don't remember that, so sometimes things get a little awkward there. But there's only been one heckler, but even then I don't think they were trying to do anything by it. I think they just were unaware of they were being intrusive and very loud and stuff like that. But
because Frog, you're telling us about the heckler at that comedy show a while ago.
His name's escaping me now, but one of the correspondents on the Daily Show did a set at the student union right upstairs, and one girl showed up. She may or may not have been inebriated, but she was shouting at that guy. I wish I remembered his name, but he took it very well. I mean, the thing that's tough about comedy is when you have a heckler, you kind of have to you can't take it too personally, but you have to keep moving forward and not give them the energy. But it was funny because he had a good set, but it wasn't amazing. And then after she started heckling him, he started making fun of her, and everyone united against her. And then he killed after that. So it can work in your favor.
Hecklers in comedy are very interesting. Yeah, there's different philosophies of it. It's you want to, on one hand, I think from what I hear for a lot of comedians, especially stand-up solo style stuff, is that you want to. Some people want to just brush past it and not give them any attention, because a lot of times hecklers, they want to be the center of attention. But then some people think of it as a lot of, I don't know if you've seen on the internet, a lot of famous comedy clips and stuff like that are people going after the hecklers.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a lot of easy material, and it does really unite the room against this one person. So it's kind of, it's interesting the way that you handle that. But they're very synonymous in comedy. A lot of hecklers, especially with stand-up, for sure.
Yeah, awesome. All right. Any upcoming shows for Toast?
We have actually our farewell show. So I'm a senior, so it's my last show for Toast this Friday at 8 p.m. in Herder 231, where we have every show. It's our last show. It's going to be probably some tears and stuff like that, but we plan to put on, as good of a show as ever. And, we started out the semester with just 2 people, Gwen and myself, because everyone else had graduated. There were so many upperclassmen, but luckily over the semester we got 6 wonderful noobs. So it's amazing that we have so many people, and over the year we've gotten so much more comfortable as a troupe. So we're finally leaving, but now I feel especially as a troupe, we're really starting to work together and gel well and everything like that. So this Friday is our last goodbye show for me and Andrew.
Did you say 2 p.m.?
It's at 8 p.m.
8 p.m.
Yeah,
okay.
You can show up at 2. It'll just be a bit of a wait.
You have to wait a little bit.
There might be a class going on.
Yeah. You can heckle that if you want, for sure.
So speaking of final shows, Friday night, you guys, or was it Thursday night?
It was Friday, yeah.
You guys opened up for me at Gladstone in what you declared your
spring
last on-campus show as track meet.
For the semester.
Okay.
Last on-campus show we have, we have planned. And the last one this semester, if SALT or any organizations or WMUA want to have us back next year, we are more than happy to play.
Yeah.
But that's all we have planned on campus for now. So.
And
we're graduating.
And we're graduating, and we really like the area. And over the year, we've really come to be fond and remember the amazing stuff about UMass and just Amherst area in general. So we're really seriously considering staying. But at the end of the day, we don't know as of right now what our plan is. So there's a chance this could be our last. It could have been our last show on campus, but we will see. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was a great spring concert. You guys had a great set list. You did Face to Face first, right?
Yep.
Then some new originals that I haven't heard before. I think it was Sun Beneath the Waves.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't.
And Sunspots, is that a new one too?
Sunspots, it's newer. It's not on our EP, but it will be on the next one. And
okay.
It's we've had it for a little while.
And when can we expect the new EP? I know I don't mean to get overzealous because I know we just got that Amphibian recently, but
hopefully in the next few months. Actually, we actually recorded both EPs at the same time.
Oh, great!
During the same sessions, so we have all that material ready. It's just being mixed right now. And so it should be ready, and then we'll figure out a plan for releasing it and, dropping singles and stuff like that.
So maybe the summer?
Yeah, maybe the summer.
Yeah, probably the summer.
And so you think it'll be in just another EP, or are you going to, put the songs from the old EP into a full-length LP?
I think we're just going to do a second EP, because the philosophy behind sort of... We had all 9 songs ready to record, but... the first 4 that we released on Amphibian, we wrote back in 2019, early 2020. So those were just we wrote those a long time ago. Yeah. So they sort of felt separate from the other 5 songs, which we sort of wrote throughout the pandemic and throughout the beginning of the school year and finished up. So,
yeah, and overall, logistically is. Luckily we've had some, great support out here, but we're still a very small band. And, I've been a part of very small bands that have released albums. And a lot of times it's just most people just want to get a little, taste of who you are and stuff like that. So EPs are a little bit more manageable, and, it's a little bit easier for people to wrap their heads around versus an album. A lot of times for album cycles, for especially professional bands, it's they plan a 2-year cycle of we're going to record here and then write songs over this month. So it's a little bit less planning intensive if you want to execute it perfectly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the spring concert, you had those originals, and then you had a cover you did. I didn't know what was that?
Yeah. So we do one cover that we feel really confident about that we do at most of our shows is the 90s song. It's you may not recognize it off title alone, but we probably will. It's a Gin Blossoms song called Hey Jealousy, and sort of we started the band or the second iteration of the band where we're this past year or so, and we were looking at covers, and one cover that I really enjoyed was of that song. It was by a New York punk band called the Ergs. And they basically just did the song. The song is kind of just a classic 90s song. It's one of those that, for me personally, I didn't really look twice at. I was good melody or whatever. It's just kind of slow. But this punk band just sped it up a lot and just added a lot of aggression and energy and speed. And I feel it just totally changed the song. So we sort of base our cover in that style. That's why we say sort of it's a cover of a cover. But we've added our own little stuff to it here and there to make it a little bit more interesting. We have a little dance section and some interesting drum changes and things of that nature. But yeah.
You guys are known for doing your punk, more hardcore. What would you define your genre of music?
I think what we've sort of come to when we get asked this question is we usually say post-punk / emo is usually what we come down to. But genres are a hard thing to define, and I think it's even harder to define when it's your own music. Because when you think of it as all of the inspirations you have all mixed together, so it's hard to put an exact label on it.
Yeah, we overall just the things that we really like is we really like those, maybe you'll see on some of the playlists of stuff today, we can maybe talk a little bit about it and analyze sort of the parts of the stuff that we put on the playlist. But, we really like those aggressive, very in your face, very super energetic moments and a lot of punk music and hardcore music. But at the same time, in a lot of emo, we really like good melodies, really nice sounding, chords, and even some, again, more chill, more, ambient moments to sort of let the songs breathe. Those are sort of the things that we really sort of mix around within our, writing formula, ideally.
Yeah, especially in a lot of the newer stuff.
And if I could add, I want to say I like how when you guys play, it could be, the student union, ballroom or a basement, and you guys always somehow manage to fill the space with your sound, which is... pretty indicative of the genre and style of music you play, but
it always gets the crowd pretty excited.
Everyone's, definitely
jamming along.
That's very nice. Again, one thing we've been talking about a lot lately is one thing that we hear from a lot of great bands, or I hear from a lot of great bands, is there is, I feel especially when you're into aggressive music, whether you implement it in your sound or not, is there is this sort of innate, especially when you're on guitar, just to be like loud and just feel it. And sometimes, we'll run across a band that sounds really good, but it feels like they're a little bit scared to turn up and let themselves be known. And one thing that we really like I really like about our sound is that we're not afraid to, turn up and say like, some people may have their ears hurt or whatever sometimes, but the people that are able to give themselves over to the music are going to really be able to feel it. So
yeah, definitely.
You guys have sometimes ear plugs.
Yeah.
Matt, I always see you jamming. You were throwing your guitar up. That was awesome. It really gets people into it. I don't know. I started dancing a little harder when I saw that.
Thank you.
It was awesome.
You got him to dance. That's a very big accomplishment.
Especially up in the ballroom. We don't usually have that much space up on stage.
Yeah,
sure.
Usually, we're a little bit more packed together. So I had to use the space while I had it.
Yeah. No, we will be playing a few of your songs that you did at the spring concert. We definitely wanted to play Face to Face, and I don't know, another one off your EP. Which one would you guys want to hear?
Off the EP,
Dig Me a Hole?
Dig Me a Hole, yeah.
Dig
Those
Me a
are
Hole.
two of our favorites for sure.
Now, before we go to that,
Sure.
I wanted to talk about some of the shows you guys have been doing recently. You did the O Hill. I mean, I know I got canceled, but you guys played the ILC last week. You had a couple shows this weekend. Kind of just tell us about that, because you guys are very busy.
Yeah, so these past 2 weekends have been super, super busy. Last Saturday, we played the O Hill show in the ILC because of the rain, but that was an awesome show. We also, after that show, drove down to Rhode Island and played a show at this place called the News Cafe with a bunch of our friends. That was really awesome. That was sort of the start of us having some really busy weekends.
Yeah.
And then this past weekend, we were back down in Rhode Island on Thursday for WXIN, which is Rhode Island College's radio station. They have like a rock hunt event every year, and they give away like $1,000 to the winning band. We didn't win, but it was still a really great time and a fun experience.
WXIN participating band, so pretty bold to claim.
But yeah, and then Friday we had the spring concert, and that was wonderful. That was really great to play in the ballroom again, and play a whole set. Last time we only got to play a few songs.
Yeah, and then yesterday we had a busy day where Saturday afternoon the band from like the Boston South Shore area, Hi-Fi, they hosted like a birthday matinee show. So we played that with a bunch of great bands that were sort of in our scene, and then we had to drive up from that after being super tired from the last night. We had to drive up to New Hampshire and play. The producer of both of our EPs, Nikki from the band The Dream Today, hosted us, and of course Casey from Bearded Giant. They hosted us at their house show, and they had like a really cool recording set up for like the live performance, and we played there, and it was a great time. It was super good vibes. Everyone there is super nice. And then we were dead and had to drive back to Amherst.
And now here you are, Seamus and Froggy.
Yeah.
That's a lot of going back and forth, Rhode Island, back to Amherst, back to Rhode Island, New Hampshire. Did you say Jamaica Plain, right?
Yeah, Jamaica Plain was on Saturday, yesterday afternoon.
So how do you guys keep up with this? How do you get from one place to another, deal with school?
Directing Toast?
Yeah.
Like, how do you guys manage this? Because it's crazy.
Well, luckily, this past semester for me, being my last semester here, I've got a pretty easy school schedule, which has really, really helped out. I've been able to focus on the band a lot, which has been really nice, like planning shows, reaching out to venues and organizers, finding a lot of gigs for us. So
yeah, for me, I was actually a little bit behind, so I have 5 classes this semester, which has been a little tough, but it's just sort of knowing where you can sacrifice a little bit, and unfortunately, a decent amount of that has come to school stuff. But I've been luckily, a lot of the teachers here have been very understanding about like late work and everything like that. So, and I've also been, my number one focus right now is of course finishing the video game Disco Elysium. So it's been, of course, really busy. But
yeah.
Do the teachers know who you guys are? Like, do they see the stickers? And
we actually go up to them and go, "Do you know who we are?" No,
you should know who we are.
No. Other than we have we're really we have them for different classes, but Steve Jancarello, the professor, is
shout out Steve Jancarello.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy. But other than that, I don't think many people know. Occasionally in class, someone will ask us about a track meet show or something. But
yeah, it's usually students, not the professors.
That's awesome. How do you get to these places? Do you guys got like a big track meet van or something?
It's usually two.
We should get a
yeah,
track
we
meet
probably
van.
should get a
Track
van.
meet
Yeah.
van.
It's usually two or
The
three
sides,
cars most of the time. We usually split up into teams. So like we load all the gear in the back seat in the trunk of each car, and then we take off.
And you lug all your instruments and
Yep.
everything.
Yeah.
What is like supplied at these venues usually? Just like the amps or?
So we always bring our own amps unless we know ahead of time. Sometimes we'll share amps with bands if we're like friends with them and they're cool with it and they have something that we think would work well with our sound. The big thing is when we can get another band or a venue itself to backline a drum set. That
I was going to
really
say,
helps.
John has like a pretty decent sized drum set. I can't imagine lugging that around all over the state is very fun.
Yeah, that's usually a whole car in itself is just the
Yeah.
drums. So when we don't, like this past weekend, like yesterday, we didn't have to bring drums to either show. So that was super nice. It was one less big thing we had to carry. Most venues, unless it's like a DIY, like basement type of thing, will almost always have some sort of PA setup for vocals to go through. So that's really nice, especially more established venues like the News Cafe down in Rhode Island or the Midway Cafe in Jamaica Plain, who do this stuff every night. So
Right.
Yeah.
I think with that, we're going to go to some songs, some track meet songs.
So I think we're gonna first go to Face to Face. Then what'd you say? Dig Me a Hole or Seawall?
dig me a hole,
Yeah.
please.
Dig Me a Hole. All right. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be back in about, I don't know,
Couple minutes.
couple minutes.
Stick around.
We'll have track meet on till 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
So peace, everyone.
We'll be back.
We love you. Have fun. Oh wait, my bad.
Nowhere
up, everybody?
Hello, hello, hello.
We are back. This is Seamus and Froggy with Track Meet. Matt.
Hello.
What's up?
You were just listening to Face to Face and Dig Me a Hole on their recent EP release, Amphibian. I got a question. So you guys are playing these songs like 4 times a week. Not even like you go to 4 different shows every weekend.
Every single weekend.
Every single
Every single weekend we open up for me at Gladstone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you're on radio shows. Everyone's playing your music. Do you ever get a little bored with I don't know, listening to the
how do you
songs?
how do you spice up, like, you know,
Especially
you do
when you play
different kind
too.
of renditions and stuff?
I don't know. I don't think we ever get bored of playing most of the songs. Sometimes I might get bored of like listening to them because especially these studio recordings we've had to listen to so many times throughout the recording and mixing process and just like pick apart. So like unless I'm in the mood for it and I like want to hear it for some reason, it's like it's not something I listen to all the time or every day. But and I think maybe that's what helps make playing it, more fun. Yeah, I guess playing and listening to it are just different.
Mm-hmm. And when you play it, do you try to mix it up? You just
most of the time I'd say we don't. We sort of keep it the same.
Yeah, but there's been a couple songs where like for instance, I don't know, at the beginning of the Face to Face that we do live is a little bit more energetic, a little bit more distorted and stuff. So there's stuff here and there. I think we just sort of play it by ear at rehearsal. If one of us comes up with an interesting idea about ways to improve the song, then we'll just try it out and see how we like it, because at the end of the day, music's always changing, and keeps the song interesting, but also you might just have an idea and just have not been able to think of it before you recorded it. So
yeah.
So I got a question.
I have an answer.
All right, perfect. You guys, I've been seeing your EP, your T-shirts, EP Amphibian. A lot of frogs on the T-shirts. What is the deal? Are you guys big fans of DJ Froggy? Like, what's going on?
The same time DJ Froggy came onto the scene was around the time the EP Amphibian.
I was going to say, I actually think it's really interesting, because we were thinking it's weird how we came onto the scene and then all of a sudden we started hearing so much about this Froggy character. Yeah. So we've been actually meaning to want to ask you the same thing. Again, we're not like that childish that we would like bring it up on the show. So like that's just sort of like us. So it's up to you. If you want to like go around thinking like everything in the world is about you, like you can do that.
DJ Frog,
like you can do that, but I just think that you just like just like watch your back. Just watch your back.
Well, I would say likewise to you. So.
Yeah. Okay. So the whole band? Are you calling the whole band?
The whole band.
Yeah. Watch out.
But watch out for DJ Froggy.
I'll see you at the hangar.
Okay.
What is the inspiration for this, frog caricature? You have it on your T-shirt. It was designed by Vincent. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah, our buddy Vince.
It's very funny. It's a cool T-shirt of a little frog playing a 3-string bass or
I think the inspiration on that, it's like a Japanese stringed instrument called like a shamisen.
I think what's a little bit more interesting is in talking less about the shirt and talking more about our friend Vince.
Yeah.
The shirt design is directly reflective of our buddy Vince, as in we don't understand.
Yeah.
Vince is a good buddy of ours and he's great and everything like that. But one of the things we love about Vince is he's one of those people that's sort of like he'll like go into the world and just like see something, and then he'll just respond in a way that like you would never think of someone to respond. And that sort of is very much his design, where it's like we knew that we wanted something frog related, because that was sort of what we told him. We know it's sort of nature related, but he just randomly decided like a skirt and then this like very like old style of guitar.
Yeah,
and
a peace pipe.
And it's just like it's just like the most random, just like weird stuff, but it somehow all fits perfectly. And we've been talking about some new designs with Vince, and it's like I say his new design, it's like nothing like the old one, and it's like the weirdest stuff. So it's all from his just like creativity of just like being just random in the best way.
Mm-hmm. Even these stickers, you see them everywhere. Mm-hmm. Did he design those?
Yes, he did design the logo too. He, at the very beginning of the band, like in 2019, we were just like, oh, we need like a logo or some art or something. And then like the next day, Vince was just like, how's this? We're like, oh, it's good. We didn't even like ask him. We were just like talking about it.
Yeah.
Then he made it. And but the whole frog thing, the whole frog, I don't know, motif overall, sort of started when we released our first demo for Dig Me a Hole. The album cover for it was just like this like cool picture of like a frog, but it was like red for some reason. It was just our old bassist, he just had this picture lying around, and we're like, we need a cover for our single, so we threw it on there, and then we decided to run with it.
And do you have any new sticker ideas, or are you sticking with that same one?
We've always talked about designs and new designs. Again, the thing is we sort of are at this point where like and this is a good problem to have, is that we're small enough that we don't want to order so much merch that we're never going to be able to sell it and be financially burned. But at the same time, we've been having to order stickers and new T-shirts like every couple weeks, and stuff. So like we've never had like the time to really focus on it. But now that things are maybe chilling out a little bit, we definitely want to think about it more. We really like the simple track meet iconic design, but also at the same time, I feel like those stickers have been around forever. So we would like to do something new, but we'll just see what our friends got and stuff like that.
Yeah, because people are buying these T-shirts. People are going to be wearing them. Do you guys have a name for your followers, your track meet?
Not that we can say on the radio. We have an endearing name for them, but we can't say it. If anyone's curious about what the name of
DM
the
track
people,
meet,
DM us or ask us. But yeah, it's fun because we know some bands that have fans, and so we decided that like have a specific name, so we decided to make a play on that. But again, if anyone's curious, you can DM us or come up to us after a show, and we'll ask, and we'll tell you.
And so real quick. So you guys, speaking of DMing you, how can people get into contact with you, see updates on the band, everything that's going on? You have social media.
If you walk into Franklin Dining Hall, one of us will be there. We're there in shifts. But in reality, we're track meet band on basically everything. Again, if you're not aware, it's meat like MEAT, like steak and stuff like that. We're a track meet band on basically anything. Our main social media that we use is Instagram, but we have a track meet band email that also is great for booking and stuff like that. And best place to contact us is just DM us on either Instagram or send us an email is probably the best way to do that.
Yeah, those are the things we look at.
Go follow Track Meet. Go listen to their stuff on Spotify. Also, if you want to DM us right now, Seamus and Froggy, you guys can DM us and some questions maybe if you have for Track Meet.
If you have any questions for Seamus and Froggy, you can DM Track Meet.
Yes.
We will ask them.
We'll have them.
They'll ask us questions. We'll ask
and if you
them
also, if you have any questions for specifically Mike and Froggy, you can DM Seamus and Matt, and then they will ask us too.
Exactly. But yes, on that note of, I don't know, music and your EP recently,
I have something I want to talk about. I want to talk about Dud's Dungeon, because for a Western Masser, it seems like this mythical place that like may or may not exist. I have no idea. I see all these bands playing there. What's going on at Dud's Dungeon? You guys got to fill me in.
Yeah, so Dud's Dungeon is in a lot of ways kind of one of our home bases. Since me and Mike are from the South Shore originally, we're good friends with all those people out there. Actually, I went to high school with John, who it's like his parents' house, and he's the main one who like runs the venue and all that.
Shout out John.
I've been friends with him forever. So once we started a band and all that, he wanted us to play, of course, because we're good friends with him. But it all started 2019. We had like a music festival. Mike's old band played at it.
Yeah, just like a in between sort of band.
Yeah, in between band.
What was your band's band's name?
It was called Harper. And we just sort of did a lot of we did only covers of just like songs that we really liked, pop punk, sort of punk emo stuff like that.
But yeah, it was, and that went really well. I think it was like 9 bands played that. It was like inside the basement, and then from there it was like, oh, let's keep doing shows. So we kept doing shows, but then obviously the pandemic put a big damper on things. The week before that, like week of spring break, we had like 5 shows planned over spring break. One of ours was we were gonna play one of those. But then, COVID hit, and we were like, okay, no shows, I guess. But But we finally made our return back to playing a public show at Dud's Dungeon in February, March.
Yes, yeah, somewhere like that.
Yeah, but it was with our friends in Free Rock Trio and Rusty Mullet, who we played with yesterday.
And I see you're wearing a T-shirt of Rusty Mullet.
Yes. I got this yesterday.
Right. Dud's Dungeon is interesting because it's funny because we've played a lot of shows and seen a lot of shows there. It's interesting when people ask about it. It's a very interesting venue because on one hand it is like in a basement and everything like that, and it's nothing super intense. John's a very chill guy, and everyone that helps him, our friends Rocky and Mike and Jake are super helpful with putting on shows. But it's a basement show, so it's something super intense. It's not like the most crazy venue. It's very like chill vibes, but at the same time, everyone there has like a really good like work ethic in terms of they really care about music and putting on shows, and they just really enjoy it. And I think they see a lot of like other venues, and they think like, oh, let's just do that, but like let's be very good about like contacting people and organizing stuff and following through. So yeah, they just have a very good work ethic, which is I feel like why people see them a lot. Again, they're very present on social media and everything like that. So
yeah, and when you look at their Instagram, I think Mike, you're the first picture.
Am I?
That. You may be. I believe
really?
So.
Oh,
and
wow.
that was, I think it was January 2nd, 2020. I was looking at was you guys performed there, and I was so you guys were pre-COVID. You had all these songs from the EP. Are you fact checking me? I think.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, it is. Yeah, yep. There he is. There he is. Yeah, that was our first like real show that we played.
Yeah,
it was a good time. Yeah,
and you guys played with Sharkbait Real Estate there.
Yes.
And they just came out with 2 singles, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. They started with you guys. I don't know when they did, but
it's more like we started with them. They were
they were around before us.
Yes,
definitely.
they were the big boys.
Yeah,
and they stuck around. They're still here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You guys, you know them well. You you got a sticker on them. Water bottle.
Yes, more. Again, we've been in the music scene a lot with them, but especially one of their bassist for that band, Alex Tolley, is we're super close with him.
Yeah,
and he's just a great dude. And he was in Track Me for a brief period of time, helping us fill in when we were sort of in between members. But Sharkbait has been around forever. Like they just have a really cool sound. But we also played with Alex Tolley's other band, Three Mandarins, and they're super amazing too. And just all his projects are super good and super interesting, and he's like one of the nicest dudes, and he also owns a house, and he's like 23, so it's like, what's up with that?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It's pretty
music
crazy.
Major too. It's not like
yes,
it's not like he got some crazy job out of college.
Yes.
And Three Mandarins, they just did a show last night at Dud's Dungeon with Chimneys and Bear Cove, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And they came out with a song a couple weeks
ago.
They did.
Boomerang Generation. It's one of my favorites of theirs.
Yeah. So we'll probably play a Sharkbait Real Estate song soon that they just came out with.
Awesome.
That would be lovely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. One last question I have is, I was doing a little bit of research. I don't know if this was a one-time thing. What is going on with the whole Beat That Meat thing at Dud's Dungeon? What is that? Am I making a mistake by asking that? What was that?
That was a one-time thing because we're because it's we're super comfortable there, and it's like our friend's place. It's sort of home turf type of deal. We were like, let's do something silly, let's do something fun at our show, something to spice it up, some interaction with the crowd. So Mike came up with this idea with his big improv brain, and was like, we should do like a contest, like a crowd member has to challenge us to something, and then if there's whoever wins, I guess. I
would like to make a correction. It's not silly at all. It's very serious.
Very serious.
As someone, I love competition, just like silly, just like whatever it is. I think it's very fun. And we just thought it would be fun. We want to make. Seems like a one-time thing. It was a little chaotic and stuff. So, but who knows? We might bring it back in the future. But we wanted to make. We were thinking about, and we thought about over generally about like making our live shows a little bit more theatrical, and adding a little bit of like change in terms of not just constantly music. Having things that break up the monotony that sometimes might happen. So we just had this idea of just we have the band, and you can challenge anyone in the band to any form of competition that's feasible, and then you just do it, and then whoever wins, it's to see if you can beat the meat.
So So what challenges did you get?
Rocky, it was our friend Rocky.
Our friend Rocky challenged us to what she referred to as a balled off.
Yeah, she's very competitive like I am. So we're glad that she came up to the challenge.
You guys don't look very bald.
No. So I think she had an advantage there. Slight advantage of having far less hair than me. But basically, the challenge was to balance a can of beer on our heads, and crouch down slowly and then rise back up. And whoever fell off first, they had to chug the beer. And
did she beat the meat?
She did it. Yep.
You beat the meat.
I lost, and I had to chug the beer. But it wasn't that bad of a punishment.
Yeah, we're all 21.
Yeah, we're 21. Yeah.
That's very funny. I think you should bring that back.
Yes, we'll see. Well, if you're in the audience, you might have to step up. And
next student union show.
Yeah. Maybe Froggy.
No beer-related challenges at the student union, please.
Froggy, this is your chance to.
This is my chance.
The Froggy title.
Yes, or lose it forever.
Yeah, right.
You lose your last
we
name.
only race for pinks around here.
So we might as well go to another song. I don't know if DJ Froggy, we have anything else right now.
No, so we're gonna go to that Sharkbait Real Estate tune we were talking about that just came out, and
maybe
also
the King Gizzard and Lizard off the new album. And we can talk about that when we come back. And then stay tuned. We're still gonna be talking to Track Meet till 8. And then we have some songs that they sent us that is inspirations and their stuff, but it
influences.
Yeah, I unfortunately will have to leave. I have to actually go to Toast rehearsal right now. But thank you so much, Seamus and Froggy, for having us. It's been a pleasure, and it's been awesome and everything like that. And I hope to see y'all, maybe beat the meat in the future. But
yes, sir.
Thank you,
Mike. Thanks for joining us.
All right, everyone, stay tuned. This is Wave by Sharkbait Real Estate.
I just tried to win. can find a way to really be myself and see the sun come up. Watch me fly away. Watch me spread my wings and you'll never see me again. Watch me fly away. Watch me spread my wings and you'll never see me again.
Hello, everybody. How's it going?
We are back. Seamus and Froggy.
91.1 WMUA Amherst. We are back with track meet. We lost Mike, but now we have Jeremy and Matt sitting with us. How's it going, guys?
Pretty good.
Going
Pretty
good,
good.
yeah.
Jeremy, introduce yourselves to the people listening.
Hi, my name is Jeremy. I'm the bassist in track meet. Rock on.
Yeah. What are you studying?
Studying biology at UMass. I actually, in the summer, I start dental school.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Wanna be a dentist?
That's awesome.
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay. That's awesome. So yeah, you guys were just listening to Wave by Sharkbait Real Estate, a local. Actually, where are they from?
They're from the South Shore area, yeah.
And who track meet often plays with. That was their new single they came out with. Then Evilest Man by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard on their new album.
You can do it.
Want to say it?
Omnium Gatherum is, I think, how you pronounce it. I might be wrong.
That is their 20th album. Wild that they're still doing that.
I mean, what was 2017? They dropped 4 albums in 1 year.
Yeah, it was 5, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, it's hard to keep up sometimes. This one's an hour and 20 minutes long. But.
They got a big following. I don't know. You guys think they're like the next Grateful Dead or something? Just like Jam?
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, I think something. I think they do have like a similar like super devoted fan base. I think part of that is because of just how relentless they are with like releasing albums and how unique a lot of them are, and the fact that they just totally jump genres from album to album.
Mm-hmm. It's exciting and it's good quality music too. They definitely put a lot of content out, but it's always good quality. That's what's so attracting.
They do, and it's very interesting. Like if you listen to one album, it will have just a very specific like theme to it, and then you'll listen to another and it'll be like much more hardcore or much more like folky. But I don't know. I want to talk to you guys because I know Matt's a big King Giz fan.
Yes.
Jeremy, are you a big fan?
I only knew a couple songs by them before I joined the band, and I feel like just the influence, the like aura of Matt has made me listen to them a lot more.
And Yanni.
No, yeah.
Yanni's a big Giz guy.
They're good though. I love them.
I don't know. Matt, what's your favorite album by them? You got one?
If I had to choose, it might be okay. Well, I don't know if it's my favorite or if I think it's the best. I feel like those are two different questions.
I got them all up here.
I feel like their best is probably Nonagon Infinity.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just like the culmination of like their early career of all like the psych rock and garage stuff. And it might also be my favorite, but Polygon to Wonderland is also one of my favorites, a close second.
No, it's awesome. I don't know.
How about you,
Froggy?
Seamus?
Me? I actually recently listened to all of them. So I first got into them like 2 months ago, and I think I listened to all of them in like a month. But I don't know. I do like a lot of that folky stuff. So I did like Paper Mache Dream Balloon, but I did really like I'm in Your Mind Fuzz or what is it? That was really good.
I'm on the same page with that. I really liked I'm in Your Mind Fuzz. I'm also a huge fan of Quarters.
Yeah,
I
awesome.
listen to that album so much.
The River.
Yeah, and admittedly, I am not as big of a fan as you are, Matt, but I listen to a lot of their albums, and Quarters always sticks to me.
I know 4 songs, 10 minutes each or so.
Yeah, I like how they do conceptual stuff too. It's like the songs kind of blend together. You know, they're always trying to experiment with the format of their albums and the sounds. I think it's great.
Like they even have in what's the one? Eyes Like the Sky. Have you listened to that?
I have.
It's fun. It's very different. It's like a Western story. throughout the whole thing.
I feel like Giz fans either love it or hate it.
Oh, totally, totally.
Yeah.
It was like it's the third one though, third album.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very interesting.
I also like Sketches of Brunswick East.
That's another one of my favorites.
I mean, the
Mild
collaborating
High
with Mild High Club,
Yeah.
like it's great. I love it.
It's great. Yeah, no, it's great stuff. Listen to King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, guys.
Please do.
On the note of new albums, a local Amherst pop, emo, punk, techno. I can't say the name on air. We're going to go by GF. Just released.
God heck.
God heck.
Released I think it was an album. It was only 13 minutes, but it was, I don't know if it was an EP or not, but they had a show on Friday night at the library for the release of this punk techno, which I really wanted to go to, but Track Meet also had a show, so we were at that.
Yeah, I also really wanted to go to that.
But I wanted to see what it was. And they were making cassettes of their album, and they were selling it, and I didn't get to go, and I did want a cassette because I wanted to support them, and I liked it. So I DM'd them, and I got one, and I met Ethan from GF like an hour ago. Yeah, God heck. And they gave me this cassette, even though I gotta wait. I guess I can play it here, but I gotta wait till I go home to play it. And they wrote me a personalized note. They said, "Hey Seamus, thanks for the support. Hope you like it." I just thought it was awesome. I just wanted to make a note. So if you guys like, I don't know, like 100 Gex or something like that, I think you'll like this. I think they draw a lot of inspiration from that. Shout out GF. They give me a bunch of stickers. Do you guys want a sticker?
I'll take one.
Yeah.
I think I have some back home.
There you go. Yeah. I don't know. I just wanted to make note of that. But yeah. Frog, what do you got?
I don't know, man. I'm reading my notes right now.
All right, I got something. Let's talk siblings. Jeremy?
Oh, yeah.
You got a brother? Zach?
I do, yeah.
I know Zach. Decently
All right,
well.
Nardwar, let's calm down over there.
He is in a band called Blush.
He is.
I saw them it was Friday night after your guys' show.
Yeah, we were there too.
You
Yeah.
were you?
were, yeah.
Did you see them play Blush?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I only I got to catch the last song, but I made sure
Yeah.
to go up to the stage. I saw Cole,
Yeah,
the
you see him
lead
trying to
singer,
do the-
jump into
was
the
He
crowd.
took some mic stands down or something.
Yeah, I think the most interesting thing about the show is we showed up to your apartment before, which is across the street in some complex,
yeah.
and we can make out lyrics being sung.
Oh yeah, yeah. We could tell what song they were playing.
half
I was
mile
like,
away.
"That's Disorder by Joy Division." From inside my apartment.
Yeah, I'm surprised it took long enough for it to get shut down, but it did after them. Another band went on to play. It got packed. People were on not the roof, but the some porch roof.
I think we know somebody who was up there.
I think you were on the roof, weren't you?
About
Were you on the roof?
Yeah, that was a fun show. I don't know. What do you have to say? He plays the guitar for Blush. You play the bass. Did you guys start playing instruments at the same time? I don't know, Jeremy. What
Yeah, you guys must have jammed together a handful of times.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because he plays guitar in Blush, but when I think of Zach, I think of him as a bassist because that's his primary instrument he likes playing, and he's played it the longest. And I would consider myself as someone who plays guitar mostly. I kind of started playing bass to just join Track Meet and be in a band, but I don't know. I feel super proud. He's always talking about trying to write stuff, so I think that's what we're hopefully going to work on over the summer.
Awesome.
Try to help out.
Awesome. Yeah, he does seem like a very bassy guy. He's very subtle.
He's based.
Low-key, yeah, he's based.
He's a mellow dude.
He is very mellow. Yeah, that's awesome. You guys, are you going to play music together? Are you going to have a show? The Brothers?
The Brothers.
It's
Yeah,
kind of
we'll
a
have to
dream.
plan something over the summer.
Yeah.
So speaking of you joining later on the band, when did you actually join Track Meet? Because I know me, Mike, Seamus, Matt were talking about how they were the two OG founders of the band. When did you kind of get introduced to them?
We met outside of Hamp. I think in October,
of course.
right?
October, yeah.
Yeah. It was formal. It was I responded to a post they made looking for a bassist, and we met up and talked for a bit. But I didn't play a show with them until Battle of the Bands. That was my first show.
No, it was Emo Valentine's with
yeah.
Salt.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That was
Which
my
was
second show.
early February.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we were kind of just practicing for a while before then with them, and they had a couple shows as a 3-piece where you and Mike would switch off like instruments during the set.
Yeah, it was Mike would play bass on a lot of the songs, and I would play a few on some of them. Yeah.
And Jeremy, you helped record Amphibian? You're on the EP?
No, that was prior to me really playing,
Yeah, we were getting ready to record that right as we were like teaching him the songs and getting together and practicing for the first time and stuff. So we just decided that we kind of needed to not have him on there. Sorry, Jeremy. I don't know how to word this to make this nicer.
But no, you did a great job at WMUA Spring Concert and, making those music sound great. It was awesome. I don't know. You guys met at Hamp?
Yeah.
How you guys?
Yeah, those we met at. Well, we met up there. We originally we posted a post on the UMass Reddit, and we were like, "Hey, we're a band looking for a bassist and a drummer," and Jeremy ended up responding to it. So
yeah, and are you guys? I don't know what dining hall fans are you guys?
I was gonna say
just a quick
old school maybe Frank. I go to Woo a lot this year, but like Frank's probably.
See, that's what I'm saying, but my co-host here does not like
Burke
Frank.
Lunch will stay undefeated in my mind.
Jeremy,
Burke
what do you
Lunch
like?
is so good.
Get Frank out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go to Frank. I go to Frank a good amount just because I'm usually in the area, and it's just like it's good. It's more like hits home for me, like the type of foods I eat.
This slander,
but sometimes it's just underwhelming.
So you're saying the Burke,
but it's always there for you.
Yeah,
it's
like a warm hug.
It's the only good thing people say about Frank. I swear.
The hard ice cream too,
and the grilled cheese.
Yeah, that's
I have not got the grilled cheese there, but you're saying you like the Burke Lunch.
Yeah,
and Frank has the best sandwich bar though.
Yeah,
true.
So this is the thing. Frank has the best sandwich bar, but they don't necessarily have the best sandwich employees. It takes forever to get a sandwich there. Forever.
All right. Well, I'm pro Frank.
You've been there 3 times. You've been there 3 times.
Every time I go. All right. Well, let's transition. You guys gave us a bunch of songs that you thought were, indicative of who you guys are. What's inspiration? I don't know. I just want to go through it and tell us about them. Yeah.
Before we get into that, I did have a question about what you guys have coming up because, there's a lot of questions. What are they going to do? Obviously, some of you guys are graduating.
Yeah.
Johnny's the only one who's not.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys have planned for this summer, for the future? Let us know.
So we got a couple shows planned for the summer. We're hopefully gonna get a few more on the schedule. We're gonna be playing all around. We should hopefully have one around here at the beginning of May. And then we should be going down to Rhode Island, one in Salem. But besides that, we're planning on, dropping the second EP, hopefully sometime during the summer, after we can get it mixed and start dropping some singles for it. But more long-term with all of us graduating, we have to find out, we have to see what's going to happen with us all getting jobs and with Jeremy going off to dental school in Boston, right? It's in Boston, yeah.
What school is the dental school?
BU.
Okay. Best dental
Fantastic.
school. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to figure it out. I know Mike and I are kind of thinking about staying in the area just because we don't necessarily know what we want to do with our careers in the long term. And, we kind of got... the pandemic put a damper on our junior year, let's just say. Taking class from my bed back at home. So staying out here for another year and working and, playing shows with Jeremy and John might just be what we need to do.
You got a huge following out here. Everyone knows the name. The stickers say everything.
The stickers say everything.
Everything.
All you need to know.
Yeah.
Well, I was also going to ask about COVID, too, because obviously COVID happens. You see bands everywhere, artists, you can't perform in public. It just completely put a damper on the scene. How did you guys deal with that as a band? Did that affect your lineup, your schedule? How did you fight that?
Yeah, so it definitely affected. It basically put everything to a halt for a solid couple of months. Like I was saying earlier, we had a show planned for Dud's Dungeon a couple days after we all went home for spring break, and everything got shut down for COVID. So that obviously didn't happen. And then from there, we waited a few months, and then we started doing some outdoor backyard practices at our old drummer's house. And then we just had, some like differences and opinions on where the band wanted to go and that kind of thing. And just, so our bassist ended up leaving. We got a new one for a little bit. And then we ended up parting ways with both of them later in the winter just because it wasn't working out. They just didn't have the time to commit to what we wanted to do, even during the pandemic when we weren't doing much.
Yeah.
But and then we had a couple other fill-ins here and there, just trying people out. Eventually, this past summer, we had Alex Tolley, and Elliot from Three Mandarins just sort of helping us out, fill in over the summer, getting ready, finishing up some of these songs that we had written over the pandemic that we had, never played with a full band before. So that really helped us get an idea of where we were going. But they're over on, the South Shore and stuff. So having them be the band while we were out here in Amherst just really wasn't practical. So we found some new members, but obviously we're still very good friends with those guys, and we love them to death. So
and Track Beat's still going strong. That's all that matters.
Yeah, support that. So I don't know, Frog, do you want to get into the songs they gave, or do you have anything?
Well, we could do that. Or
Okay.
we could discuss the infamous floor incident. I want to hear all about what happened in the floor incident. Obviously, you guys didn't really have a role in that. You didn't even get to play.
But you were on the scene there?
We were there. We're gonna keep the details to a minimum for legal reasons.
Okay.
But yeah, it was an interesting night to say the least. The floor was definitely different by the end of the night. Yeah, and I think that was a moment where we were like, house shows maybe need to have a little bit more planning into them, and have a little bit more security and capacities and things like that to make them go a little bit better.
Well, I think it was, no one got hurt.
Nobody got hurt.
So
which
it was.
great.
I think it was important though, because I think sometimes with some of those house shows, people use it more as a vehicle to just party than to actually go to see the bands. And I think a big takeaway from those is that people realize, maybe if you charge like $5 at the door, you can pay the band, you can weed out the people who are just going there to just do whatever. Yeah,
floors of sorts, anything that gets broken.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. That definitely goes along with capacities and all the good stuff.
Right.
It was packed that night. I know me and Frog were there. Frog couldn't see.
I couldn't even. I was like, I'm getting at it. Well, we went in the middle, and I was like, this is like
we couldn't even get to the room with the bands in there.
I was gonna say.
We got on the bus, one of the UMass buses, and you couldn't even breathe. It was
tilted over.
It was brutal. Yeah.
Yeah.
But another aspect of you guys performing I want to talk about is something I've noticed. Me and Seamus were talking about it. You guys will, start your songs like you do it in Face to Face, and I think Sunspots you do it too. You play the song, you're playing it at one, speed, one tempo, and then right around the middle, you guys do like a breakdown and kind of it gets groovy and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Do you guys? Are you taking influence from someone else for that? Like, do you guys like to incorporate that? Like, just lay it down for me. How does that work?
I don't know if it's a direct influence from anybody else. I think, especially with Face to Face, that was just like when we were writing that song, we always, at one point, we wanted to have a harmonica solo over that that breakdown part, but that didn't end up working out, But, yeah, we were just like, what's an interesting way to switch up a song? Because, it's a lot of the same thing for the first, 2/3 of the song about. So you gotta keep people interested. And a dramatic shift in the song definitely catches people's attention.
And I love that. That's my favorite song because of that breakdown.
Yeah, it's a nice bridge. It kind of separates the energy a little bit, and then you get right back into it, and it's it's even more intense. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
But along that, what?
Yes, sir.
I totally forgot what I was going to say.
Yeah, I have one more question. We can go into the songs after that, but you think track meet, you're thinking meats. So I was thinking, what is track meet's favorite meats? Because there's so many varieties. What are your favorite meats, guys?
Jeremy, you want to go first?
I will say I don't like cold cuts. I don't know if this is a hot take.
No,
but
no,
that is a hot
Jeremy,
take.
no.
Hot take on the cold cuts.
I had cold cuts for lunch every day in middle school, and by the time lunch came around, they would come back like melded into the bread of my sandwiches, and I just would not eat them at a certain point. So I don't like those. In terms of
what meats do you like?
Does fish count? Can we count fish?
Yeah, I'll let it slide.
What are you, Yanni?
Yeah,
a nice salmon will do.
Yeah.
That'll get me going.
I like most meats. I don't know. I guess like the one I eat the most is probably chicken. Like,
True.
Chicken is classic.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with chicken.
but maybe like those burrito tacos. That meat goes pretty hard. That stuff's good.
Yep, you heard it here, folks. This
Track
is
meat's favorite meats.
Also, the inspiration of the name Track Meat. I don't know, where did that come from?
So this was, like 2 years ago. We were at a birthday party for one of our friends. Is actually at Dud's Dungeon. Not during a show or anything. It's just all of our friends hanging out. And we were inebriated. And
on life.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. And this is before we had a band name yet. We were still like starting to do practices with our old lineup. We're like, what are we going to name this band? What are we going to be called? And Mike has a very long list of like potential band and song names and album names, and we're looking through them, and there's some good ones in there. And then there was one that was just Track Meet, MEET, like a track meet. Like a lot of emo bands have a history of having sports in the name, like American football, or like Title Fight is like boxing. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
So bands like that. So we were like, I would do like a sports sort of, fake sports thing. And I was like, wait, Track Meet. How about Track Meet? MEAT. And then Mike was like, I guess that's okay.
The rest was history.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. I guess we can go to the songs. We do have, I got a few other questions. We got 30 minutes left of the show, but
kind of winding down a little bit. But so did you guys all choose these songs together, or did like each of you do like one or two, or did someone just do all of them?
Actually, me and Mike totally forgot to put these together until a few hours ago,
which is fine.
So me and Mike did it because John and Jeremy weren't around. Me and Mike live together, which makes these kind of decisions easier. But we just put together some songs that we thought inspire our writing and our sound and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess we can start with the first two, and maybe we'll play another. We have The Lung by Dinosaur Jr., Call Out by Joyce Manor, and maybe we'll pick another one as we go. But everyone stay tuned. We'll be here till 8. We love you.
You're here with Track Meet.
Yep. Peace, everyone.
Hey, this is Track Meet, and you're listening to Seamus and Froggy.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
WMUA Amherst, baby.
This is Seamus and Froggy. You just heard Track Meet. We have Jeremy and Matt here.
What were you just listening to?
Okay.
Because there were some really good songs there.
Yeah, so we just listened to, the first song was The Lung by Dinosaur Jr. We were talking about their
iconic local Western Mass band.
Yep.
Seems like everybody at this radio station just like loves Dinosaur Jr.
You know, I need to get into them. Everyone does really know them. But then Call Out by Joyce Manor. Then In Blueberry Memories by Nothing.
Yup.
Yeah. And you guys picked these songs for us. I don't know. Do you want to talk about anything you really like about it?
Yeah. So these three songs do a pretty good job of showing our kind of our influences. So like Dinosaur Jr. is just that like straight up like kind of heavy like indie rock, garagey sort of sound. They're super inspirational to, I know, you know, all of the band, but I think me maybe the most. I don't know. And it's just crazy to be in the same town that they, you know, grew up in and all that. Yeah, and they were like they're just like super influential to like so many bands, because I feel like people think of them as like a 90s band a lot of the time, but all like their classics were in like the mid to late 80s.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's really funny too how a lot of bands like Dinosaur Jr., part of that like hardcore scene from the mid 80s to like early 90s, they really inspire so many bands of today. Like just in this scene, like the Amherst music scene in general, you can like see it night and day, and it's just like very funny because I don't know if it's because they're from the area or people just really love that kind of like dream pop like sound, like indie, but like I think it's great. It's very cool.
Musicians. Yeah. We got the Pixies, right?
Oh,
they
yeah.
come from
Yeah.
UMass.
Yeah.
That's our intro song is UMass.
By the Pixies.
Then also local band that I found from WMUA's vinyl sale, Zebu, who formed in Hampshire College, which I'll just give a shout out to them.
Shout out Zebu.
Yeah, they're like, I think they started in like 2003. They're a funky like surf pop punk. Yeah, you can look them up on Instagram. It's Zebu with an exclamation point.
I'll have to check them out.
Yeah. They're pretty funky. Then I don't know anything about Nothing, the band Nothing, or Joyce Manor.
Yeah. So the Joyce Manor song is I don't know, more like maybe more of our like punky like emo side of things. We're definitely influenced by bands like Joyce Manor and like Jeff Rosenstock and like Title Fight, who is, you know, somewhere on that playlist. But yeah, you know, a little bit more emotional, a little bit more emo, a little bit less self-serious, and a little bit more sad. And then going off of that sad sort of thing, there's Nothing, and Nothing is they're like a shoegaze, like, I don't know, I think they call themselves post-shoegaze, whatever that means. But yeah, so they definitely like take a lot of, you know, shoegaze elements of like, you know, the super ambient, big reverb, lots of tremolo, arm action, and yeah, another really, really sad, depressing band. But I really like them, and the guy who recorded our both of our EPs and mixed and mastered all of it, he really likes them too, and I think that's rubbed off a little bit on the, you know, the producing side of a lot of our music, especially the second EP that's going to come out.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, these music genres are getting very convoluted. Post-punk, pop, shoegaze, garage, funk. Yeah. But we did have a DM from Dud's Dungeon. Dungeon. They asked to play Seawall, but maybe we'll get to that. But they said to ask Matt about the climate change slant of the tune of Seawall.
Yes. Seawall is about climate change, like overall, generally, and just like how it's pretty scary that like our governments don't do enough to combat climate change, and you know, in the not so distant future, natural disasters are going to be getting worse and all that. But the more specific theme of the song, or I guess the more, I don't know, tangible part of it is in Weymouth, where we live. There is physical seawalls. It's a coastal town. I don't necessarily live super close to them, but I've been up to the shore in the town I live in numerous times throughout my life, and it just feels like every couple of years you go there, and the physical seawall that holds back the tides is being destroyed and being eroded, and they need to build a new one. So that's sort of the personal theme and how it comes through in the lyrics.
Yeah, I think that's a really important message, and it is like a lot of these coastal towns, they have spent so much money every year just like fixing infrastructure and everything, and I think that's really important and crucial to present. But is there any other messages in your music that you have that, or is it, I don't know, what?
Having fun.
Having fun.
Rock and roll.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like a lot of the time we don't think, or I personally don't think about the meaning of the song while I'm writing it, and I sort of ascribe the meaning after I'm done and after the song has been like put together and written, and I've had some time to think about it. Like I wrote Face to Face a long time ago at this point, but I'm pretty sure it's about dying and like coming to terms with dying. Yeah.
Some deep stuff.
Yeah.
So those are some of the songs that influence you. Jeremy, like, do you kind of blend into that same kind of like genre of music, or like what kind of influences you're playing? What do you like to listen to?
I think it definitely has now. Like so many, I've been introduced to so many artists, not even through playing with track meet, but from like covers we've learned, or just sitting in long car rides going distances. And even like my musicianship it's increased exponentially since joining the band, but even just from like learning and listening to music that they listen to, I've seen my taste shift completely. Like I knew who Dinosaur Jr. was and King Gibbs was before, but like I didn't really listen to them or really appreciate it before being in this band. And even learning from them specifically, like just how they play and what they can do with their pedals and create sounds is also very influential to me.
Yeah, I've noticed you guys do like your pedal boards in your shows. You guys have some really cool effects going on with the pedals.
Yeah. Is there any artist, Jeremy, that you, I don't know, shout out that you like?
Shout out to the artist.
Yeah, shout out to this huge artist that's gonna need.
They're listening right now.
They will. They'll call in.
Yeah, I'll be. Yeah, say what you will. I've really been digging like a lot of Kevin Parker and Tame Impala's music a lot. I know it's huge, not small.
No, I don't. Just because something's popular, like I don't think you should just like hate on it. I like early Tame Impala a lot.
Exactly,
like
that's
Inner
what I was gonna
Speaker
talk about.
I love that album.
Just the sounds he can come up with by himself is ridiculous. And the drum loops and his playing as well. I think that's something that people can, and I included, take for granted. Is sometimes I'll listen back to his early stuff and just the drum licks he comes up with is.
He's got some nice bass lines too.
Yeah,
like
just everything.
Yeah.
It's crazy how he comes up with everything.
The bass,
right?
Like,
yeah,
very like, I don't know how you describe it, but yeah, that's awesome.
And Matt, I don't really know if we talked about this, but you used to also be a DJ at WMUA too, right?
Yes, yeah. My sophomore year of school here, the second semester, because I actually transferred here from Salem State my freshman year, so I did DJ training my first semester here as a sophomore, and then me and my friend Priscilla had a show back when the MCU here, or MCR, the MCR,
yeah.
other acronym. The MCR was over in the
Marvel Universe.
Yeah, My Chemical Romance. It's one of the two. But back when it was over in the campus center in the basement, we had a show called The Electric Zoo, and like the SpongeBob song, like the doo 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 doo, that thing. We just played music that we like. We didn't do nearly as much talking as you guys, but
we talk too much.
Yeah, we've had viewers say, "Hey, you guys want to stop talking so much?" But,
But yeah. What type of, I don't know, what type of music? Just stuff like this that we were playing.
Yeah. It never really had a specific like theme or genre. It was just whatever me and Priscilla were listening to, or whatever one of our friends we had on that week wanted to hear.
We kind of do the same thing.
Yeah, we do. I don't know. Usually our music is pretty defined. Me and Frogs.
Right.
On.
We do a lot of classic, like psychedelic 60s
yeah.
and But we try to do new stuff
now.
too.
So yeah, you guys are definitely helping us switch it up. But how has WMUA changed and your whole experience here? Because I know you go on the radio now. You've been on a few shows. What is different? I know the whole studio is different.
Well, the old studio was like in shambles, right? If we're being honest.
I don't know if it was in shambles. It's most of the same stuff, just in a much nicer building and a much nicer part of a building. It's really nice that it's like, right in the middle of the student union, and you can like see people walking by.
Yeah,
people can pop in. It was just kind of like it was hidden away in the basement of the campus center. But that too, my show was really late at night, so that too sort of had a charm to it. You go down to the basement at like 10 at night.
Yeah.
But yeah, WMUA has always been a really awesome organization since I've gone to UMass. I think Zoe has done a really great job of, being the director. What's the position?
Shout out Zoe.
Yeah. I don't know what the position is.
Yeah, the director.
She's the head.
Yeah.
She's in charge. But and we're so thankful that we've been able to play shows with WMUA as a band. The spring concert was incredible.
Yeah, so you're board. You're trained on this board.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Get on that board right now and show us what you can do right now.
Well, that's awesome. You guys should join WMUA if you can. Also, listen to Track Meet. We're winding down.
Yeah, I think we'll probably go to some songs and call it, I think we'll sign out now. And
we have a little Solomon will take us out.
Oh boy,
we have. Stay tuned for Swim Radio. They're on next for 8 to 10. Do you know if they have a guest tonight?
I don't know if they have a guest tonight,
but they are always hitting.
DJ Frank Genius and DJ Phantom, though.
Yeah, they're amazing with their production skills. Definitely better than us.
Hey, give yourself some credit.
Hey, also,
come on, Seamus.
Come on, Seamus.
You did a great job today.
Yeah,
thanks, guys. Final words. Track Meet. Jeremy and Matt, what do you guys have coming up? What do you want to say to the world?
Plug it all.
Yeah.
Our Instagram, we said this already, but our Instagram is @TrackMeetBand. Please go follow it, especially if you're trying to catch a show or, just see what we're up to, see when more music's going to be coming out. That's the place to get your information on us. And stream our EP. We would really appreciate it. And look out for some new music and some more shows on the horizon.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else, Frog?
Jeremy, anything?
Jeremy?
Rock on.
Rock on. There we go. Guys,
this
is Seamus and Froggy on WMUA Amherst. Thank you for listening. You can follow us at Seamus and Froggy on Instagram. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much to Track Meet for joining us. We had a blast today.
Yeah.
Really great show. And take it away, Seamus.
Solomon's gonna take us away.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to do this. Here we go. I broke my mic a little bit. I'm gonna fix it.
You broke your mic last week.
I know. I don't know how this keeps happening.
It's not even
dude.
attached.
Is it this one? Here we go.
Super suspect, y'all know if you actually exist in Western Mass, but hey, signing out from Western Mass.
We're busy touching to a dizzy stupid. We're busy touching to a dizzy stupid. Busy touching, we're dizzy stupid. Busy touching, we're dizzy stupid. Busy touching, we're dizzy stupid. Busy touching. I'm a puppet. I'm alone and happy active. She teaches me Miss Gold, hold me here, dearest. Turn me, go!
you think you'd be alright? In fact, you just crashed here tonight. You can see I'm no sheep for driving, and anyway, I've got no place to go. It's you know it might not be that bad. You were the best I'd ever had. If I hadn't blown the whole thing years ago, it may not be love. Tomorrow we could drive around this town and let the cops chase us around. Past is gone, but something might be found to take its place. Hey, jealousy. Hey, jealousy.